Hi, hello, welcome, good morning. Um, I'm bringing to you yet another Sunday Live discussion session where we invite authors and other people from the literary field to have a candid discussion about their literary journey. I'm Antra, and today our special guest is author Abhi Singh. Now, Abhi Singh is not just an author of two published books, but he is also a freelance writer. He is also a music composer and a music producer. But today, our discussion with Abhi is going to revolve around mostly about his second novel, The Leeway Towers, which is science fiction. So we are going to talk to Abhi Singh today and about his second novel, The Leeway Towers. Now, Leeway Towers is a science fiction, and the blurb, which you will find on the flip side of the book or on the e-commerce websites, does no justice to the story. The story of The Leeway Towers follows the main character, protagonist Cal, who lives with his grandfather in an island called the Isle of Flora. And this island is situated somewhere in the Indian Ocean. Now, this book, the story of The Leeway Towers, is divided into two parts broadly. The first part starts in the year 2020, which shows that that the Isle of Flora is at the midst of a civil war. There is a civil war going on at the island, and this island is overpopulated, is densely populated, and because of that there is growing corruption, there is lack of employment, consequently there is lack of resources, natural and physical resources. So all these factors lead to civil war, and it's affecting everyone who are residing in the island called the Isle of Flora. Now, Cal is a 14 years old young boy, and he lives with his grandfather. And because of this chaos, both of them decide to leave this island and move out of it and settle down in Australia. So now they move out of this island because of all the chaos that is going on, and they settle down in Australia. So that is the first part of the story. Now, the second part of the story shows Cal, of course, who is now in Australia, and it's year 2034. So it's like 14 years after what's happening, what's going on with the main lead character, and the main character, Cal, he decides that now it's time for me to go back to Isle of Flora and figure out what's going on there. So now the story follows Cal back to the Isle of Flora, and he is astonished, he is surprised to see that the island is calm and very peaceful, and it's very structured, organized, and it's getting maintained and managed by corporation. So now the second part of the story is here, and what happens next is that Cal figures out that what he can see at the top, the peace, the calm, whatever, is not actually the truth, and there is something amiss underneath everything that is happening in that island. So he starts figuring out what's going on, and the story follows. So this is the story of the science fiction novel which Avi has written, and it's called A Leeway Towers. And this is what mostly we are going to talk to today. There are so many things that I want to discuss with Abhi. about his writing journey, about his writing process as maybe as a freelance writer or as a freelance writer or as an author, and then his two books, and also his music composition and what's he's planning to play next or compose or produce next. So all these things we'll discuss with Abhi, and I think I'll send him a request now if he is around, and we'll continue the discussion thereafter. So let me send him a request. One has aptly said that science fiction today is the reality of tomorrow. So let's hear
Hi,
it out from Abhi. Hi, Abhi.
hi, Anta. How are you?
I'm fine, and I'm so sorry that I started a bit late.
No
You know,
worries. No worries. Yeah,
winters, morning
yeah.
in the winters.
No, it's good. It started later, and I needed like a moment to just.
You needed moment
Yes.
to come back to
Yeah. Just. Yeah.
repose.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So, I think you stay in Pune, right? You were settled in Pune?
Hmm.
Okay,
Yes, I've
all
been
right.
here for now. Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. So, Abhi, the first question that I want to ask you is, what are these Leeway towers?
They're like towers that beam like low frequency waves all around, and I mean, it's science fiction, like so. Um, you can like sort of imagine the effects of these waves, like if they're strong enough and that advanced enough and precise enough that they will like have an effect on people as well, and how they feel and think and
Hmm,
yeah, yeah.
right. And these towers play a very important role in how Cal figures out what's going on later on in the story, I suppose. So that's
Yes.
so that's great. So as I mentioned, Cal living in, I have already mentioned a brief story before I had sent out a request to you. So I was really interested to know, and it's very intriguing to see. I have gone through many reviews of Leeway Towers on Amazon and other
Yeah.
blog sites, and I have seen many readers mention about the relationship that developed, the bond between Cal and his grandfather. So tell us more about this relationship. What made you, plot this section or this bond?
I think I just wanted an older, slightly stern figure to like discuss things with a young Carl and sort of just to impact his mind. And so, like, I think I've had similar experiences with people I've known who guided me, like, and why grandfather? I mean, it's just how it went. I wanted an older, severe character, like, somebody who's like distinctly older, interacting with somebody who's distinctly young. Like, so, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
and
and were there any characters that came to your mind while, composing this character, the grandfather's character? Was there anything that was particularly in your mind that you kept in mind while writing about him?
I mean, I've known people like who possibly like have those traits, and then you remember, and then it's also a process of writing where like I'll go with an idea and just sketch it out. Like I don't see how this character is like fitting in this, and so there's like a lot of excess writing, and then I'll edit out stuff, and yeah, then I come with this character, which is Carl's grandfather. Yeah.
So I see a lot of comments coming up, which I'll read out in a moment. But
So,
what I wanted to mention was that apart from the entertainment factor, which usually a science fiction brings, this story has successfully been able to bring a very, one of the most pressing challenges that today we are facing. For example, the corruption or the reduction in the natural resources because of whatever we are doing to the earth. And then there is, of course, educated unemployment. So tell me, why did you choose this topic for your science fiction novel?
Um, I think basically I wanted to discuss an idea of regarding population control, like how in like
Okay,
clearly like there is a we have a
right.
situation, and then
Hmm.
how would you bring it about, like to control the population, and also what harms will it bring, like to actually control people, like so.
Hmm. Hmm.
And yeah, I spin off with that idea, and then I develop it as a story, like, and I it's an idea. I'll consider another idea next time, and I'll yeah. So it's just process also in some sense. Yeah.
So how long did it take for you to complete the entire draft of this book? It's
Um.
almost like 400 pages.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe a couple of years. Yeah. Like
okay.
about 2 years, I would say. Yeah. Like from start to editing it and finishing it. Like
Okay, and how easy is it for you to write than to express with words?
I feel comfortable. Like I think it's maybe what I do best. Like I feel comfortable writing, and I also practice, and so like I've just been at the table, just piling up
Mm,
pads of
mm,
writing, and so it's a skill now that I feel comfortable with it, and yeah, yeah.
right. So, do you is there any process that you follow, maybe as like a freelance writer or writing for your books? Is there any process, or maybe planned a strict regime that you follow
Yeah, I try
daily?
to schedule out like maybe monthly schedule of like where I'm getting with this or seasonal. Like it doesn't always fit like as I plan it, but I try to keep it within that um, that framework. And I think to have a strong routine, maybe like if I don't have a routine, I can't write. So I need a strong routine to write. And so if I can maintain the routine, I'm on point. Like yeah, that's
So,
um,
is it like early morning, get up and then just rush to your table, or
yeah.
it's
I'll
like
get up and I'll
let
like
let it come to me, or is it like
yeah,
let
yeah. I mean like
I am more I am more like let it come to me, not a person who follows
sure, yeah,
strict pattern.
yeah.
But
I th-
I
yeah, I think it's important to just show up and just do it every day. Like a lot of pages will just be nonsense, like, and I'll like write just as much garbage which I'll throw out, and but, like that's the way of like maybe mining your head, like to come up with stuff like slowly. Yeah,
so Leave It Hours has been almost it has completed 2 years almost.
yeah.
What other aspirations do you have from this novel?
Um, from this novel itself, like I mean, if I have more readers, that's great. Like that's the best, and
Right.
yeah,
And I think I don't know how, but by fate or something, I have come across many readers who have actually read this book. So, so
oh
I
yeah,
think that's a good thing
oh
about
really?
it. And I have also seen good reviews that you have received on Amazon as well as on Goodreads. So that's really wonderful.
Yeah,
Also, science fiction is a genre in India which not much author prefers exploring.
sure.
So I think it's something that is going to stick around. Um,
I feel India is unique. Like we have a very like it's a dense, like rapidly growing country, and it's a little wild on some level, and um, it is like in the near future looks very interesting to me. Like this is how I look at it. Like so, yeah. So
that's a very interesting perception. I'll keep it in mind and I'll think
Yeah.
about it. Like the future is something that we hardly ponder upon, but
Yeah.
yes, of course, uh, yeah, the
And,
future looks interesting. Absolutely.
and there's like this idea of design fiction where we can work it out and like it's just a cultural change. Like it's plausible given the technologies of the time, and it's not a major leap in technology. Like, and that's an interesting. I like this space where we just optimize what we have and put it together
Hmm.
differently. So yeah, yeah.
How important a publishing house or the publisher plays a role in making a book reach its potential reader or potential market?
Um, well, I'm not like such a big, I don't have experience with like the top few publishers. Yes, I don't really know, uh, we have like we get a print and distribution, like, and so we have to promote ourselves, and
Hmm.
uh, I think being at it is most important. The way I look at it is like if I'm just at it and producing more work, then
Hmm.
it sort of adds up in some kind of potential energy of some sort, like so. Yeah,
All right, so there's a lot of comments happening right now, and I can't wait to read them
yeah.
out.
I think my friends have like
Yeah, I knew
taken.
that has to be
Yeah,
the mommy, and the first question was, I have been waiting, and it started late. I was like, oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God. So I knew that has to be. So let's start. Um, Good to see you. That is Indie Singh. And what's going on here?
Yeah,
So,
old friends like of mine. Yes.
so with the 5G thing and talk if arts a session where the focus is on frequencies, etc., this book is so relevant. You want to add something to that?
Sure, yeah. I mean, like they had this anxiety in England about these 5G towers, and they have attacks in Saudi oil fields with drones and stuff. Like it's some of these things like I felt were quite obvious. Like something like this would come up. So yeah,
But I think gradually in India, people are not that aware, but then are even the privacy is getting
yes,
compromised.
sure, yeah,
So,
yes, yes,
so I
with
think
data.
eventually, yeah, eventually we are going to face that. Um, Binaural beats and frequencies can affect people's mind. In the age of Aquarius, it's going to be all energy and frequency. Oh yes, 2021. And then there is Sub Chetan. I don't know who is Chetan. So Chetan, what's up?
Yeah,
Nice.
Chetan. He's my old friend. Yeah, school buddies.
Wow.
Like yes, yeah.
So nice to see the old crew here, man. Who else is here? Khanna and Ria. Okay, hi Khanna, hi Ria. More people must start reading. Yes, of course. I'm remembering our old conversations at ABC. Good times. Okay,
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
to see
yeah,
you. Uh, and
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
so that's it. So I think you have a huge support system, which is really great. And I would like to take this opportunity and say a big hi to everyone who is watching us right now. And thank you for joining us today. And
Yeah.
I would also like to inform you that signed copies of the Leeway Towers, you can see a smiley and the sign, are available on our online bookstore as well. So you need to visit www.mysecretbookshelf.co.in and get a copy for yourself. Just to figure out what's going on and how the story unfolds. Um, of course, we are also running the end of year sale, which I'm going to talk about later towards the end of the session. So we'll get back to Abhi and Abhi. Um, Tell me about your first book. I know Leave It Hours is your second novel. And your first book is titled Drawing in the Shine, which is, I think, not available in the market at the present. It was
Yeah,
published in the year 2015
it's
or something.
small publishers, and I have a few
Okay.
copies which I just give out to my friends and people who want to read it.
So do
Yeah, so
so you plan to republish it, or it's going to stay where it is right
I would
now?
like to republish it. Yeah, definitely. Like um, for sure. Like
Why don't
I'm finishing another work, so I'll be sending
Okay,
out more work like soon. Like yeah,
okay. So why don't
yeah.
you share blurb, maybe a short blurb about your first book, just to give us
The
an idea
first
about it.
one, the first one, maybe like first books a little coming of age kind of books, you know, in a sense like you it's an attempt of so it reads like a travelogue. You know, I have a protagonist who goes places around India, and it's about the things he's experiencing, like his mind, what's going on, whatever challenges he's facing inside, and I take him from one point to
Okay.
the another, and like I leave him there. So yeah.
And you yourself has traveled a lot, visited many places. So I think,
Yeah, a few, yes. In this book, definitely I had to draw on the places I've been to, and
okay.
yeah, so whatever I remember and experienced about.
So, Abhi, has it ever happened like my first interview? I do not want to look at my first interview video at all. I believe I might have deleted it altogether, but I just wanted to ask you, does that happen to you, like your first work, and you're like, I do not even want to look at it, and I know it's not perfect or something like that.
Yeah,
So, does it happen to you as well?
I try to not doubt too much, like beyond the point. I feel it's important to have that sort of like confidence in some sense. Like just like okay, you believe in like this is an okay work. It doesn't have to be the best ever. Like but it's a process
Hmm.
attempt, and
Hmm.
I mean I think also I try to develop a thicker skin to criticism. Like if people don't like the book, you know like. Earlier on, a person is more sensitive, I think, to it. Like when you're just starting off, because you take it too personally, and now
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
much more comfortable with. I can distance myself from the work once I matters.
Right.
Like,
Maybe we have just, okay, all right. For a
yeah,
moment, we just
yeah.
lost you. Now you're
Sorry.
back. Okay.
Yeah,
No, that's fine.
yeah.
So, okay, all right. So I get an idea about that, and I'm also intrigued to know about your music. So I first of all I want to understand what is a music, like who is a music producer, and uh, like what do you compose mostly, and where can we hear you? Where can we find your compositions?
Uh, um,
Okay.
SoundCloud.com
Hmm.
slash Hill of None. That's what I have this alias I use, Hill of None.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and I produce as in like I I like I use music software and
Okay.
I construct the piece and I
Okay.
yeah it's the
Like release it
I
to.
record it and I sequence it
Okay.
and I release it and then maybe I perform it. Oh, yeah. So
So I don't know whether I'm using the correct word, but what is your um, genre maybe in music? Is it mostly EDM or like?
no, like I listen to a lot of just ambient music, like just ambient sounds.
Mhm.
I also like it in the house where it's not
Mm,
songs, but just kind of a
right,
long
right,
extended like
right.
ambient,
And
and it
helps
helps.
you to
Yeah,
concentrate and
yeah,
focus as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
Takes care of the white noise in the background. So yes, absolutely. Then I like that.
yeah.
So maybe I'll add your your songs, your compositions to my playlist. So I'll definitely go and check that out on SoundCloud. I hope I remember, otherwise I'll ping you. I would
Uh,
also like to share, sure. So I would also like to share the link on our story after the session is over so that whoever is interested, they can go and they can explore more of your other creative side. So that's great.
Yeah.
Um, I think we are almost done with our session, but before wrapping up, would you like to share a sneak peek of your next novel or any work that you are doing right now?
Yeah, I'm sort of a little beyond halfway, and
Okay.
I have a female protagonist, and I'm trying to write
Ah,
first person, like as her, and so it's a little daunting, like because I have to kind of become a woman in some sense, like I have to
yes.
match,
And
like
it's
so
very difficult.
it is very difficult, yes, for sure. Like
Yes,
I have a lot of
absolutely.
self doubt about it also. Like I deal with this. So.
And it's like if you are a male author and you're trying to write a female character, so the female readers would be able to figure out that this is a male author or vice versa. So it's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
difficult, and I think it's very rare uh, somebody has just made justice to this. So I really
yeah.
hope that you do good.
I
Is it
hope.
going to be? I know I talk a lot and I'm cutting you in between,
Sorry,
but
sorry. No, that's fine. Yeah.
so is it also going to be a science fiction or you're exploring some other genre?
No, no, it won't be a science fiction. This will just be non-science fiction, like character-based novel. Like,
Okay, non-science fiction is
yeah,
good
yeah, yeah,
enough. Maybe a
yeah.
thriller or something which
Um,
goes in.
yeah, like there's a story. There's like she has to, she avenges her friend, and there are
Hmm.
consequences. Like yeah, yeah, she shoots people, like
Oh,
in
I would
retaliation.
love to be one of like
And,
even I would like to shoot people.
yeah, sure.
Like just
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, that sounds great and amazing, and I can't wait. When do you plan to release it, or when do we see this new book out in the market?
I'll finish it in the next 3, 4 months. So, like, so over this by summer, I'll finish it. Like, so, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So
So
I guess it will
2021
still take. Yeah, I think 2021 realistically, like
mm,
after
mm,
all the
mm,
editing
and
and like sending
right,
off and all that. Yeah. So,
end of 2021, and the time flies like that.
yeah. Yeah.
So I really wish all my best wishes for your next book as well as the Leeway Tower and science fiction is my favorite genre. So this book is very close to me because I think this is my first science fiction written in the recent time, and I got associated with it. So I'm really happy about it. And thank you so much, Abhi. Um, uh, so yeah, that's it. So thanks, Abhi, for joining me today.
Yeah. Thanks.
And let's do another talk when you are ready with your new release.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I will be listening to your music now, and
Sure. Yeah.
all my regards to you. And I hope
Thank
you
you
have
as
a
well. Yeah.
good Sunday. And yes,
You too.
take
Yes.
care.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
So that was Abhi Singh, the author of the science fiction novel The Leeway Towers, and the signed copies of this book is available on our online bookstore. So just visit www.mysecretbookshelf.co.in and get yourself a copy. We are also running our end of the year sale um, till 25th. So you have just about 4 days to avail 20% more discount on this copy. And yes, there is a discount code which are shared on our stories. So go through our stories on Instagram, grab that 20% off code, use it while you are checking out, and yes, voila. So it's like discount and discount and discount. That's a super deal. And we also have many other titles by Indian authors. So yeah, that's it from me, Antra. And next Sunday we will be um, coming with another author, and we'll discuss more about that author's journey. So till then, take care. Bye. Happy Sunday.